Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back. So we got the Oxidean Marine Mini Dom on the block. All right. We're actually going to put some new power in this boat. Going to put a new ESC and motor in it. This is a fast little 17-inch boat. It's fun. It's fun, man. I've actually run it on 4S, and it's like a little freaking missile, right? So the last outing, we ran it, and we got 50 miles per hour on 3S. I got kind of ballsy and threw 4S in it, and we got 55 just before we snapped our wire drive, which is actually the very first break I've ever had with this boat. I think. Pretty sure. Check this out. So we snapped it off on 4S. The boat's designed for 3S. I like throwing 4S in it every now and then and just kind of blasting it, right? We had a big prop on it. That's what broke our wire, a big prop. So if you run 4S on it, make sure it's like 33 millimeters and smaller in diameter, you know, for your prop. So check this out. It broke the shaft, and it twisted the shaft up forward. Come on, right? Come on. So today we're actually going to be putting the new Oxidean Marine 50 amp brushless, the new Mini Dom electronics in this boat. The version I have, it came with the Oxidean branded 10 shock electronics, the OM40, and I think it's a 1515. So we're going to go up 10 amps in ESC size, and basically the same size and kV motor, I'm pretty sure. Okay. I also got a flanged bearing because we lost ours when we lost the prop, and I got some new cable. Okay, so let's go. We're going to install some electronics and try to take it out to the park pond. I'm using my new PVC stand, and I cannot believe I have waited 7 years. That's about how long I've been boating. I can't believe I've waited 7 years to make me a PVC boat stand. Damn, boy. Oh, I like it. It is a little bulky, but it's like, I like that you can take the centerpiece out. Like Mark Boatworks mentioned, you can make it wider and narrower. That's pretty trick. One of my viewers actually made a video and posted it on my Facebook page there about like his boat stands, and found a couple that I liked. I like a couple of your ideas, man. Thank you for posting that, you know. So we're going to pull the motor out. Just use my little flex driver there. Pretty simple. Going to take the water cooling out, and probably use this. Hopefully it fit. Oh, are you kidding? You gotta be kidding me. Son of a beep. It's all right. I actually got a jacket here. Okay. It's a Leopard Hobby 28 short, if I'm not mistaken, 28 by 29. Okay, so I actually put my nipples facing forward because we have two different nipple orientations on the previous motor and the new motor. Okay, I think facing them forward may work out best with this setup, right? I actually gonna cut some new cooling line for our new cooling run. Okay, this is a quick look at your new Oxidean Marine 50 2 through 4S Lipo. Okay, it's a 50 amp continuous with a 65 amp burst. Okay, 6 volt BEC at 4 amps, comes with a 3.5 bullet. It's basically plug and play. Okay, ESC comes with a XT60. All right, got a pretty long RX wire here. It's a 4-wire RX. This plugs into the throttle channel, and this is an auxiliary. It's actually used to program the ESC. The ESC actually comes with quite a few programmable items, you can use your transmitter via beeps, which is what we'll do, unless I can figure out how to get that fourth program wire calibrated to our transmitter. So you actually get running mode, brake type, motor timing, motor rotation, self-righting function. That's actually pretty cool. You can actually set one of your buttons, and it will actually rock the boat back and forth. Okay. Battery cells, auto. You got low voltage cutoff type, BEC voltage acceleration. Okay. Normal and soft for your acceleration. Your motor timing is auto, low, medium, and high. So that's probably like 0, maybe 7.5 to 10, and then this is like 15, I would imagine. I never ever actually set the I never went through the programmable items on this Oxidean 10-shock 40, so never needed to, right? Everything ran cool. So and the boat was fast, right? I think I got like 60 some odd mile per hour with this boat. So since this motor jacket, this water jacket, it's like a perfect size for this motor, right? I actually put a little bit of silicone adhesive around the edge of my O-rings before I slid it on, and that should actually help keep the jacket in place so it don't get pushed forward or aft. I actually almost sunk this boat one day. I had my jacket pushed forward on my motor, and I was running the boat, flooding my boat. So I just put a little dab around the O-ring. Pretty simple, right? So I'm pretty sure I read we can change motor rotation. Yep. So we got counterclockwise, clockwise. So you can basically hook up these wires in any orientation, whatever orientation kind of works best for your particular boat you're putting it in, right? So basically the cooling tube is pretty much identical to the 40, right? The 50 is a little bit longer. You see that? A little bit heavier. Well, I guess it's about the same weight. Okay, so I went ahead and put my my coupler on. Got the grub screw on the flat spot there. Okay, and let's go ahead and put some Loctite on these screws right here, so when we run them in, we know they're not going to back off, right? Okay, go ahead and get this motor in. Boom, boom, boom. We need to get these wires kind of in a good orientation here. Oh yeah, that double side, that Velcro is going to work out. Yeah. So I was having some issue trying to get this jacket in the boat, right? This leopard jacket. So I actually put an X-Team jacket in. Let's see if we can get that. Let's see if we can get that one mounted up. I don't think it is. It might. I actually tried this one. It's off of this leopard. It's a little bit too long. It's a long jacket, but it's real thin, and it actually ripped my O-ring. That's a bummer. I might as well throw that thing in the trash. Okay, so let's see. Please line up here. Yeah, it's lining up, but it's not pulling the motor tight. It's not pulling the motor tight. You see that gap right there? What is going on? Well, it wasn't the jacket. It wasn't the jacket. I actually... Man, I cannot get it to set down. And it's not the jacket. You see how I got the jacket right here? See how I got the jacket? And the screws are lining up. And I had it on there. I just couldn't get it pulled together. And I think it looks like the screws are going in like this, right? They're going into the motor like this. So, let's see here. Let's take this out. So basically, you just pull this stuffing box out, right? There's just a little O-ring back here. Okay, actually looks like mine's wore out. Starting to wear. So let's put it on here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's what it is. So let me get a drill bit here. We need to, or I guess maybe a file. Actually, let's use a drill bit. So I'm actually gonna push in. Not much. I felt it grab just now. Okay. Let's see. So if that's out, then this right here is probably out. So I'm actually going to take a little bit off of here. The screw pattern, it's pretty much on the money, but sometimes you got to do this. I've on other boats, I've actually had to file out my mount a little bit to get it to line up to a screw. I've fought trying to get 2 head screws in a motor. I'm talking about fought it for like, I get one in and then the other one won't go in. I get the other one in and then the other one wouldn't go in. And I mean, I've sat there and back and forth for an hour, and I finally pulled the motor out. I pulled the motor plate out. I put the motor plate up to the motor, and I'll be damned, it's like a thousandth of an inch, just enough so that the screws won't go in, right? So this is something that has to be done on a semi-regular basis, right? So it just depends on the manufacturer, you know, like who met, like it could be a 15 millimeter measurement, but one place might do 14.8 and then the motor's 15.1, right? And it just doesn't work. So you got to fix it. It's just part of the hobby. It could be frustrating as hell sometimes, right? Because I just changed out jackets. I just ruined this jacket, right? Because I pressed it onto this motor. It didn't really fit. This is a 380 jacket. It fit, but it was too long because I thought the diameter, I thought the diameter of this jacket was too big. So I'm just gonna run this one. It actually looks pretty good, and I kind of like the cooling orientation. So we're just gonna run with this. Okay, get our stuffing box, our coupler protector back on our screws here. go ahead and put some Loctite on these screws. This is a coupler protector, and it basically lines up the motor, the coupler to your wire drive, right? It gets a perfect alignment. So if you have to take some off of this coupler protector, don't take much off. Just make sure you're pulling material. In my case, I had to pull it from the inside, right? Make sure you pull material from the right place and make it even on both sides, because this is what lines up the coupler to the wire. So if you get this out of whack, or if you get it off center, your coupler could hit the side of this coupler protector, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of it, right? So you got to make sure you do it right. You know what I'm saying? So okay, so that one went in pretty easy. Boom, look at there. Let's see. I didn't have to take much at all off, so let's see here. I want you to look. It actually still looks like the screws are going in at an angle, but it's actually pulled up onto the coupler protector now, so that is a good thing. Good to see. I'm gonna get them good and tight. Got that Loctite on there, right? See our jacket? Our jacket moves around. We had plenty of room. It was just the holes weren't lined up, right? Boom. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Let's see if I can get just a little quarter turn, eighth of a turn here. Boom. All right, that's good. That's good. So let's get our water cooling hooked up here, and we'll get that wire back in. So I'm actually going to try to bend this tube a little bit. I'm going to twist it and then hook it up to my ESC. That will actually kind of pre-bend this cooling line, and it will actually kind of pull the ESC down to the bottom of the boat, right? It's a very common trick. It's a handy trick, right? So I got a longer piece of cooling line here. Let's see. So do we want to run it? Okay, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. So we'll put our ESC exactly where it wants to go. Right there. Right. Our wires are all hooked up. Yep. So we'll cut this exactly to size. That's going to get cut right here. Where are your scissors? Boom, boom, boom. Then will this reach it? Let's see if it'll reach. All right, that looks good. Very top. Got a short run of cooling line, short as I could get away with, right? Looks pretty tidy. Okay. And this is something I actually recommend if you have a mini Dom or a mini Scored, a mini Mono from Tin Shock. Get you a piece of like 400, 800, some really high grit sandpaper on a piece of board. I got G10. File this water pickup right here flat, perfectly flat. Don't want to make a divot right here while you're at it. while you're at it, you could file this whole area right here flat. I've already done mine. I'm just showing you guys. Get you a flat board with some high grit sandpaper. File all this flat. Sand it flat. Make sure this is perfectly flush, right? So it don't need to be raised back here. This don't need to be raised. So you file this flush, this aluminum flush with this little groove. Give the water a nice path to go hit the back of this pickup right here, right? And then it'll divert it into the boat. Water travels the path of least resistance, okay? So make sure you got a nice smooth transition here. Boom. Nice and flat so it don't send the boat. You know, if you have a raised area right here, it'll want to pick the boat up on this one side. So nice and light, nice and light. Okay. Boom, like that. All right, that right there helped out this boat so much. Not even kidding. Okay, so you see more. Okay. So now we got our new wire drive. All right, I got a brand new flanged bearing. I lost this bearing whenever I broke my shaft. So we're going to put this flanged bearing on first, right? That gets held in back here on your stuffing tube. Okay, this wire right here, it's not going to go to waste because we can use this as a steering rod. It's a good, like, solid piece of stainless, you know, so it'll get used, right? That will definitely get used. Okay, so I'm missing one of these O-rings. So what I'm actually going to do, I think I'm going to double up this back bearing back here. Right. So we'll stop this one about there. We'll stop this one there, and we'll just let those kind of float around in that stuffing tube until I get a surgical O-ring. Okay, that'll work. That will work. Yeah. So it's basically, these two will basically float in this area. Okay, my forward bearing end, that stops it up, right? And then I'll squeeze a bunch of oil in here, right? I'll put the next one in. I'll squeeze a bunch of oil in there. Actually, I got this grease oil mix. It's a custom Big B mix. This has marine grease and bar and chain oil in it, so it's a real thick grease, and that just kind of keeps my bearings nice and dry in there, right? And then this back one's the only one actually seeing water. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll make sure we get our flat spot in the coupler here. Okay, let's hook this up to the auxiliary channel. That's the fourth wire. I have my receiver binded. Okay, so we're gonna hook it up for the first time. We're gonna hold full throttle, 2 beeps, and then we're gonna let go. Neutral. Okay, that's throttle calibration. Should be done. Okay, so we actually have, it's in reverse, right? So we need it to, we actually have reverse, that's forward, reverse is forward is reverse. So we actually need to program the ESC. So I need to figure out how to do that. So for one, with this boat, with an M4 threaded prop, you cannot have reverse, right? If you throw it in reverse, it's going to unscrew that prop and you lose it. So we got to disable reverse, forward only. We need to change the motor rotation because it's not right. I mean, I guess I could just change it into wires, but we might as well do it in the transmitter, right? And then we need to make sure the self-righting function is disabled. It's off. default, so that's good. If you use the self-righting function, it's going to make the motor go forward, reverse, and you'll sling the prop off. It'll just unthread the M4 threaded prop because it don't have a nut. So let me figure out how to actually program this thing real quick. So I got it all finished up. I went through my programming. I disabled reverse and increased my timing a little bit. I also made sure we didn't have the self-righting feature, so we don't like accidentally mash that and like throw the boat into reverse and unspin our prop, right? Got the ESC mounted, motors installed, everything sounds good. Let's go ahead and plug it in. This is where I put my GPS. I just put the foam in there for extra flotation because, like I said, I run this thing on 3 and 4S, so I make sure I have flotation everywhere. I even have it in my hatch here. Right, so let's go ahead and get it hooked up. Let's listen to it, and I'll let you guys go. So it was a long video because I had to figure out why my motor wasn't like pulling itself up. We also had this flex cable wire drive to install. So sounds good. Rudder. No reverse, right? Don't want reverse. And the CG with the GPS is kind of like I put the GPS like basically right on my CG line, right? So it don't really add any weight forward or back. So it actually feels like the CG's forward just a hair. So that may actually change up the ride of the boat, you know. So I'm gonna let you guys go. The Oxidean Marine 50 install on the Oxidean Marine Mini Dome. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Well, it's late and it's raining today and tomorrow, so I'll take it out the first chance I get, right? We'll run this 3616 and a 3319 on 4S. So we'll see you next time.